Clap. That was a really good
There you
one.
go. That's what I'm talking about.
That was solid. Okay. And go. Hi, welcome to the VAHOMA Podcast, episode 36. I'm Tim Abbott. With me is Andrew Smith.
Hello.
Chris Mason.
Hello, hello.
And Agent M is at the table again, and she's going to be a permanent member moving forward because I bought a mic for her, and so I'm going to force her to use it every single time. Say hi.
Hi.
There we go. So welcome to the 2021 podcast. It's been another year.
Now, technically, we had January 2021. We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, wait, it's 2020. Oh, it's only a couple of weeks
we did
since
wait.
the last episode?
So we went a year, and then we went a month.
Yeah, we're doing well.
Consistency is key.
Who knows? So since it's only been a month since the last time we talked, I don't know how much new stuff you would have played, or we'll still talk about what we've been playing, and then I canvassed some of my friends and stuff along those lines and had them give us some topic ideas and stuff along those lines. So we're going to run through some of those things. So, Andrew, what have you been playing?
Not a lot. Tarkov, pretty much.
How's Tarkov coming?
It's going on. Honestly, I'm like having fun just going because you can do like an offline mode to where you don't have to worry about other players and you won't lose anything, and just like getting used to like how the game handles because it's very weighty.
That's what I heard. That was like if you start to play it, that's what they recommended was that you definitely do offline mode first.
Yeah, and just messing around with like some of the the scav bosses, like the AI bosses on the map. They instantly see you. You see like 3 or 4 grenades come at you. I was just honestly the past week I've been playing offline, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. I'll just say I've been playing PUBG. Shocker.
No.
PUBG. PUBG did have the brand new map come out.
Oh, I haven't played that yet.
So it's called Karakin. It's a 2x2 map, so it's a little baby map. Only 64 players on it instead of 100.
Still a lot of people.
Still a lot of people. One thing I thought was funny though is late at night, right around like 2 a.m. I was still up. Patch ended. I got a notification saying it's live and stuff. So I was like, I'm not that tired. Like, I'm just going to hop on just to goof around and see the menu and stuff along those lines. And I was like, okay, I'll do one game. So I go on the game. I didn't record it, didn't stream it, nothing. I was like, I'll just do one match just to see what happens. I'll dive really fast.
You still do that? You still just play without streaming?
It was very rare. So I pulled up the map, jumped in stuff along those lines, jumped like some little small kind of thing and stuff. Went on, playing along, just going along. Next thing I know, I win the game with 10 kills.
Nice.
I was hitting shots like crazy all over the place, and I was like, really? I'm sitting here like as the content creator in me as like, oh, a brand new map, a 10 kill chicken dinner on the brand new map would have been perfect. I'll just post my YouTube channel just to kind of like, so people are interested. Nothing recorded. I haven't even come close to a game like that yet on that map. I've gotten some wins, but it's like it's
10 kills still a lot in like
like,
PUBG.
But you figure it was 10 kills with 64 players. I think there's 62. So of the 61 enemies available for me to kill, I killed 10 of them. I killed with 6 of the map.
Yeah.
And don't have nothing to show for it. I screenshot the thing just to document, like, look at what I just did. I won the game. But I was
that
like,
doesn't make for a very good video.
I was like, that's not going to be real good for the video. So I was like, dang. But it's a fun map. It's fun for solos and duos. Squads.
It's probably like chaos.
It's in when the map first came out, there was a major loot problem. Like you couldn't find anything, and so they bumped everything up on like AR, especially ARs and DMR. So everyone has a sniper now on that map, and everyone has an AR on that map. So you have to be prepared to be like, all right, we're going to get into a sniper battle with somebody across the hill or something along those lines.
I think my favorite part is when the sticky bombs and like the Nokia sound notes that it makes. Because they have like a little space like a sticky bomb or C4 like in like COD or something like that. It makes like a little Nokia
It makes
like
a little,
ringtones.
it makes like a little ringtone noise thing before it explodes.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
But it doesn't have that map. Also doesn't have frag grenades at all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the sticky bomb basically replaced those. So the frag grenades are basically like nukes in that freaking game. Like if it goes off anywhere near you and they can see you, it's going to do like significant damage. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're left going, "How did it kill me? I don't understand." But you just kind of accept it. Mm-hmm. So with the new map though, it's like they're not there. So you're left going like. It's always funny to see people trying to chuck the sticky bombs and they do not fly nearly as much. That's cool. But it also has the black zone, so it in PUBG they have the red zone. I think you remember that, where it just bombs an area and stuff like that. The black zone it actually destroys buildings, so it will circle around like a compound, something along those lines, and then missiles come down, and if you're in a building, it will kill you. But it's going to explode. It's going to destroy buildings. So if you know it's coming, you got to leave your building because you don't know which one's going to be blown up. We had one last night. It was like, is it going to destroy the really big, like 4-story building we're in right now? Found out it does. It does. Nice. That thing comes to the ground.
Wow.
So no building's safe when that comes down. Though. So it's fun. Like I said, it's fun in solos and duos, squads. It has not been as enjoyable, but that's still fun. And the other thing I did was my buddy Travis has just gotten a PC game in the last few months, and I think around December or November when they had last time they had a big sale and stuff, they had the Portal and Portal 2 games on sale for like $2. You got both games, and so I was like, dude, just buy these games. They're great and they're good for like learning mouse and keyboard control, so that you don't have to worry about being shot at a lot. And so me and him actually ran through all of the co-op.
For
so we
Portal
did
2.
Yeah, for Portal 2. So we did all the Portal 2 co-op. So I completed that with him all the way through. I have a really funny clip of him not really figuring out how the portals worked yet. And so he gets stuck on a launcher just slamming his head against the wall for like a minute. It was really funny. So those are basically the only things I've been playing. Shocker. When I was in storage looking for my board games, which I still can't find, I did find my PS4 titles for Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War. And so I'm going to try and get those installed and try and play them again. So my Go XLR that's in front of me has an optical audio in for it, so it counts as it's like they call that the game channel. So it's for your consoles to run into the Go XLR. And so I bought a 20-foot optical audio cable because my PlayStation sits back here behind me at my desk. So I'm going to have to run it around my desk. Wow. So that's my side project I got to do before I want to play with my PlayStation games. But I think I'm going to try and make that one of my story-based ones to try and get through because I really want to do those. I really liked Horizon, but I never beat it. And then God of War I enjoyed, but I never beat it. So I want to go back and actually try those and play those. So, but that's what I've been doing. So, Chris Mason.
Well, I've been playing Days Gone on the PS4.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying that. I'm really just trying to play, like you just said, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm looking for like PlayStation exclusives. PlayStation 4 exclusives, and so far I have not been disappointed. Have not beat anything yet, but Days Gone is a really good zombie apocalyptic kind of game. Liking the story, liking the open map, just feels good. And then I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. Don't know why. I honestly just don't know why. I beat the campaign. It was fairly quick. Not like disappointingly quick, but quicker than I thought I would. You know, the story was decent. It was fun. It's fun to see the complete series being rebooted. And then, you know, spoiler alert, I'm not going to say anything, but if you beat the game and if you're a fan of the previous Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, a lot more other than Price, which is one of your main characters, a lot more that had to do with the previous series is coming back. Okay. Lots and lots more. So definitely I'm kind of excited for the Modern Warfare series. Been playing a lot of multiplayer, which is odd because I've sworn off Call of Duty multiplayer for years.
I remember that conversation vividly.
Very, and so there's nothing else really multiplayer that I play like competitively that I enjoy, because if I'm not having fun playing it, I don't want to play it. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of these people that is driven by stats or anything like that. But this multiplayer feels good. It doesn't feel like you're outclassed by weaponry, by maneuvers. It feels like, okay, it's map memorization and reflexes, and knowing what works well together, what weapon types, because you've got different mods for your different weapons, like what works good. I've got certain sights that I don't like. There's certain sights I do like, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to make, conscious decisions about some of these weapons on there, but I'm enjoying it. I've been playing a lot of Shipment. Yes, that's just a kill fest. I was doing it because it was double XP weekend, and I was trying to get a lot of weapons, get some accessories opened up for different weapons and stuff like that. But I've got some maps I like. I got maps I don't like, but I've been able to snipe. I've been able to run and gun. I've had good games. I've had awful games. I've had great games. That's the nice mixture that I like. That's what keeps me coming back. It's not a consistent, you're outclassed, you're outmatched. I'm like, it's just, get over it. You had a bad game. I had a bad night. The next time I put it in, I have a great game. I have a great night. It's just a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it a lot.
And then you get people with RPGs all the time.
I finally unlocked the RPG, so I attempted it. I'm not nearly as good as everybody else with it, but
it doesn't take skill.
I put a clip on Xbox where I had gotten 40 some kills on Shipment, nice. And I got a nice run where when I ran out of ammo, it's my secondary, the RPG. So then I went to it, and then I got like a quad kill with it, and another quad kill with it, because I just shot it in the big smoky area that I see in front of me. I was like, I'm on fire, and this is amazing.
Well, next time you go to do the multiplayer stuff, let me know. We'll get the Epic things so we can play together.
Yeah, it's crossplay. I play with friends from work on PS4, and it works perfect.
Yeah, I see lots of people on there. It tells you, how it's Xbox or PC on there, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not feeling outclassed, outmatched.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the conversation we'll have later about your memories, but it reminds me of the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I have some that one I will mention later, but it brings me back to that. I haven't had as much fun playing multiplayer since then, and I'm enjoying it. So other than that, just the classic Halo Wars. Recently discovered that you can play your Xbox Game Pass if your game is a disc that you have and you have it on Xbox Game Pass, that you can play with your save data without having to put the disc in, which is kind of sweet, because there's probably maybe a half a dozen titles that I own that are already on Game Pass, but if I want to play now, all I got to do is click on it instead of having to go find the disc and put it in, which is Halo Wars appeal quite many a night. So I'm kind of excited to start playing a little bit more Halo Wars 2. Because as good as Halo Wars is, sometimes I want a little bit change, but that formula is just, I'm ready for Halo Wars 3.
If that ever comes.
Don't say if, just when. Let's just say when.
When it comes.
I just won't say anything.
There you go.
Love Halo Wars.
H&M.
So I've also been playing Days Gone. I got that for Christmas from Chris. I also played and beat Darksiders 3.
How'd you like that?
Did not like the game the way it played at all. It made me very angry.
You said the word, it was Dark Souls. Is what it reminds me of.
You actually, if you look it up, it said they adopted the Dark Souls mentality. You cannot
Which is
save.
why I stopped playing. And I need to go back and finish, but that's exactly why I stopped playing. Because it was getting
auto-saves only at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's easy to die. And then you get respawned and you're three towns back from where you were because you can't save. And they took away everything I really liked about Darksiders 2. But the new Darksiders is getting ready to come out, and so I wanted to beat this one.
And the new one's going to be co-op.
Yes, we'll talk about that, what games we're looking forward to. But I have to say, though, I enjoyed the story, and I loved the way it ended. I texted Chris that it gave me chills and made me really pumped for the next game.
So I'm going to try to push
I
through
just
it.
got very angry.
I saw it was on Game Pass, so I was like,
Yeah, I had bought it right before it got on Game Pass because I had played 1 and 2 off of Game Pass, and then right when I bought it, it was on Game Pass. So it several times made me very, very angry. And just a regular enemy killed me, and then I had to go back and spawn so far back.
Well, if you don't get the right button sequence, like just regular enemies will knock you down to half health, and then when you move to the next area, you can't go in with like half health because the health is not plentiful in that game. It's one of those things that you have to use items to heal quite frequently, and those things cost souls. And I'm like, well, souls that you're getting, you have to buy upgrades for. So it's like you keep spending them on health items, then you never get
Never
to.
upgrade.
There is a way to grind on, and I started doing a little bit of that. Like if you fast travel to all your previous areas, if it's been enough time,
Which I did multiple times.
that was always my complaint with God of War. And the previous Darksiders games was you just couldn't. There was no grind, so it was like if you just have to develop the skill, and if you just are getting frustrated with it, I'm like, there's no way to.
With this one,
circumvent it.
I ended up being like level 56 by the time I ended, which the final boss was like nothing by the time I made it there. So I was actually disappointed because I was expecting some epic fight, and it was like I didn't even have to use a single health potion or health item. But it was a good game. I mean, in general, the story, not the gameplay. I enjoyed it for the story. And then since I just beat that, I started Red Dead Redemption 2. And then
How far have you got on that?
I've just started the opening missions, just met John Marston.
So you're still trucking through the snow. Okay.
Yes, I'm in the snow.
That's where I'm at.
And
That's where I stopped.
and then I also have been playing my Oculus Quest
Hey, there you go.
that I bought 2 weeks ago. So
And then you did just invest in something.
I did. I have.
We're talking about what she's played, okay?
Well, she's getting ready to play. Some new stuff.
I am. I've invested in a computer that is PC game worthy.
One of us.
Thanks to what did you call it? Abbott Services.
Services, I love it.
Apparently, it included full service connections and everything. So I got
I'll have to remember that.
a former
Yeah.
former computer of Tim's that I purchased, and then we took a little shopping trip.
So it was my first PC that I bought two and a half years ago, and it was one of those things where you know me. Once I can't think, then I started learning about stuff, and then I want the best. And so then it was then I bought another computer. So then that one was my streaming PC for about like a year, and then I sold a house and made a good profit, and then wanted to buy another computer that's stupidly powerful now, and so I just had an extra one. So I was more than happy to hopefully get it to somebody that can enjoy it and play it. And then
I think Agent M will definitely be enjoying it,
yeah,
and was in desperate need of an upgrade.
considering she was using a computer that was from 9 years ago.
Yep.
Ugh. I had blocked it out of my memory after I looked at it last time.
Mine's is just as old, but a friend of hers was able to wipe mine because mine had a problem, and it was almost unusable. So he ended up wiping it and installed, was it the new Windows 10? Mm-hmm. So he installed Windows 10 on it, and it's no more than I use it, which is, play, I don't play any of that. I play Mahjong. Okay. Mahjong's on it. And
I
forgot about that.
Mahjong's on it. And I got achievements for it, so I was like, score,
Yeah. But one thing that I did remind Agent M is the fact that with her being an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, you have access to Game Pass on PC as well as your Xbox. So she's going to have access to all sorts of games to be able to start playing.
Yep. So the next podcast, I may have some actual PC games to talk about playing.
And we'll see how she's doing on mouse and keyboard. And all that
It's
fun
a
stuff.
360 no scopes from Agent M.
Oh, yeah,
Can't wait to see
coming.
those.
You know it's coming.
Some highlight videos.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
Stop.
Don't close your eyes.
I'll leave.
The fact that you were so gracious enough to hook a brother up with some Disney Plus.
Yeah.
My household has been nothing but Aladdin and Frozen and Moana and The Mandalorian. Like, literally, that's with the sickness that my household has endured. It's been Aladdin and Moana and Frozen. And Candace has started singing. So she'll be in there, and you can you can figure out which song she's singing, because if we play Aladdin 2 or 3 times, then she'll start singing that. And then she'll start singing Frozen.
I expect a video.
Oh, I'll have to record one, because she just starts singing. Mom tells me she does it at her house too, but
You need to take a video.
Yeah, but this is one of the... Oh, you're welcome.
very much gotten a ton of use out of it so far.
Good. I'm glad I could offer that service.
So I'm entering a new
and thanks
realm
Abbott
now.
Services for
So,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
the Abbott Services.
It's a whole, it's good being a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we've been playing. We are only 19 minutes in. Usually Brett was just finishing talking at the last time we...
Usually
talking
about
about
Assassin's
F1.
Creed, I mean.
Yeah, that game. I almost did call Brett to be like, "Hey, can you?" So, like I said, I took some questions from the audience.
So you want to do weaponry this time?
So one of the things, well, the first one was talking about battle passes, and those
the
are
battle passes
or like, so what are our thoughts on the fact that basically every game is now offering a battle pass at this point? Like, there's just a crap ton of them out there.
I think if it's a game, if you're into, like, I see the Call of Duty battle pass and of course Fortnite battle pass. Now, Terry's very much into it. But I like the fact that it's so far all cosmetics. Like, you've got some, double XP tokens, you've got currency, but for the most part, 95% of it is cosmetic. And I'm like, if it's a game you want, I'm like, go for it. I feel like that's what you want. I'm not spending any money on a battle pass. Terry actually bought it and got enough for him to earn enough points to get it himself this last time, but I bought him the battle pass. I see the Call of Duty battle pass, and I like, the animation screen after every single match is this giant, hey, here's the battle pass, this is what you could have, these are all, and like they're advertising it every time. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But if I was into it that much, I'm like, okay, it might be worth it to me if I played that much Call of Duty or something like that. But I'm okay with it, as far as the way that they're doing it. As long as they don't start putting stuff in it that give players advantages, that's where, like, the whole microtransaction, transaction thing, I really have a problem with.
That'd be like I kind of agree the same way as the fact of, I mean, if it's a game you enjoy and you really, you like and stuff along those lines, and at least you know what you're getting into. You see everything.
Most of the time you see, like, the only ones I've really worked with was Rocket League and PUBG. I usually just buy those just because I like the game so much, so I just like.
Yeah, it's my way of supporting. Like, I mean, I buy the PUBG one every time. It's just my way of supporting them because I like the game, and I at least know what I'm getting into. Like, when I come to buy the thing, the hiding the stuff behind a randomized key thing was really annoying.
Like Overwatch,
Overwatch did, PUBG did it at first, like with their crates and stuff. It'd be $2.50 for a key, and I might get the exact same thing I have already.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Shirt over
that's what they did, where you could buy chests, but you had to buy certain, like, I don't know if it was a key or whatever you want to call it, but you bought the chest, and you could buy the epic chests or whatever you want to call it. But that's how they did it. You earned like regular ones throughout playing, but if you want the cool stuff, that kind of things, you would have to buy it.
Yeah, no. But so the fact that the public did speak out against those, and they have now, for the most part, advantage.
Yeah.
And now it's at least these battle passes, while there are a lot of them, if you play a bunch of games, then I can understand you being like, oh crap. But if it's one game that you play a lot of and that you enjoy, I don't have a problem with it.
Like I said, it's not essential stuff. If you like I said, Terry's got like 18,000 different skins and all the different themes and musics and stuff like that. And like I said, when I'm looking at the one for Call of Duty, I was like, yeah, there's different characters, but I'm like, I'm not looking. It's a little bit more fun, I guess, in Fortnite because it's third person.
Yeah.
So you see your skin and your character a lot more. But I'm like, okay, there's like 8 billion weapon skins in Call of Duty. So like by default, like what you're going to get anyway. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't have the glowy pulsating one that's in the battle pass.
Blue,
there's different ammo types where they shoot different color, like sparkling blue ammo versus regular bullets. I'm like, that would be kind of cool but again, I like the option. I like the fact that they put it in there. I like the fact they put it in the battle pass, but it's not essential. And as long as I'm still having lots of fun playing Call of Duty, am I going to buy the battle pass? No. And it's not content driven, it's just cosmetic kind of stuff. So as long as they keep that same formula, I think they found a winner, because there's a lot more people buying that stuff than I actually thought. I really didn't think it was going to catch on, but so that's when Fortnite started doing it, and then everybody else kind of started joining in in a lot of different ways.
You play a game that you like and you see a cool skin, it's like, ooh, I want that, so you get the thing. So
Yeah. What's funny is last night Terry tells me that the Super Bowl is this weekend, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, they've got a Kansas City Chiefs skin and a 49er skin on Fortnite. I really want one. I'm like, you have never seen a football game a day in your life. I'm like, you have gotten the Star Wars skins. I've bought you all these other skins. He's got the ninja skin. He's a big ninja fan. I was like, so I sucked it up and I bought him the ninja skin pack on there. So he's got the ninja skin. Yeah, they're going to be releasing streamers like the main streamers.
wow.
Yeah, the streamers trying to get their own thing. So like Ninja got his pass. I think Pokimane had a she had a dance.
Tifu is getting one.
Okay, I guess he must be the next
He's coming. He's coming. They were talking about like he's been watching YouTube videos of the stuff coming, but it's the only one on there now is Ninja. But I know as much as he liked it. I find it
interesting that if Tifu, if he is getting one kind of thing, considering he's the one that got banned from the game like a year ago.
Who these people are.
Yeah,
I know Ninja. That's
a year and a half ago. He got banned from because like he exploited something or something along those lines.
Which was funny because Terry and I got into a passionate argument about that because anything that Ninja says is gospel apparently, and I flat out told him I was like, no, I completely 100%. I like Ninja, but I completely 100% think he was wrong. I'm like, as far as I was concerned when that came up.
Oh, the other one where the streamer that used the YouTuber that.
It wasn't Tifu. It was
it was a different one. But yeah, the one that used an aimbot, and he was using it for like content and stuff along those lines. And then so Epic saw it and stuff along those lines, and they banned him permanently.
Sounds fine.
Well, Ninja's saying that because he's a streamer, and Ninja's
he's a content creator.
He's a content creator. That it should be a different set. Or he actually said there should be a different set of rules for people like him, and that just set me off because I'm like, absolutely not, because. There are people like me are playing in that game with people like you.
And we don't have 8-10 hours a day.
Exactly. So you just ruined my game, my experience because you wanted to make content.
My biggest thing was with that one though was the fact of he used the game like in custom games when he's showing it off or something like that, how an aimbot works and stuff along those lines. But the fact that he went into public matches,
play. Yes, it was a public match. His thing was it wasn't ranked, matches. But it was a public match, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. You went to a public match. You ruined somebody else's exactly
fight because you're showing how an aimbot works. No, he deserved to be permanently banned. I will blatantly say that.
I 100% agree with that.
As somebody that plays PUBG a lot, I see a lot of cheaters. A lot of cheaters. That's one of the biggest problems with PUBG is the fact that they're all over the place.
I'm like lucky if I get 2 hours after work because I work 60 hours a week. I'm lucky if I get 2 hours.
Like I was saying, like it's kind of like what I was saying with Call of Duty. I'm not getting killed consistently. Like I don't see a lot of cheating right now. I'm sure there's somebody cheating. I'm sure there is, but
there's always somebody. But
but like when I was playing Fortnite, I was like, there's people that I think are much more cheating in Fortnite, and I'm like, I don't enjoy playing it nearly as much as my son does.
When I play Fortnite for the most part, I haven't seen it as much. I did see one game I played with Zoom, and like she's like we saw these guys. We all of a sudden like I built a wall, built my ramp. As soon as I poked up, this dude was driving in a boat going this way. I'm over here. He turned and 3-shot hit me with a scar like it was nothing, like through explosions. I was like, really now? And then like the boat turns and explosions go off around Zoom. So like through smoke and fire and stuff, Zoom got like 4-shot headshot with a scar. And I was like, yeah that dude's cheating 1,000%. And I was like, I haven't seen an aimbot like kind of thing, but I've seen enough in PUBG where it's rampant across that game. Like we have one guy. He still hasn't gotten banned, which is really annoying. But I got shot through the game has fog, right? And he was at the place called Paradise, and we were way about 400 meters away. And this dude bolt action shot me in the chest, and I was like, how the heck did he see me to make this shot? And I went back and watched the replay, and you can see him tracking me through the fog. I was okay, so you have on a see-through world track. Because when I got inside to heal, I got inside of a building, I heard the bullet hit the building on the outside.
So he was just
where my head would have been. And I could see the replay. He fires at where my head would have been and turns, and I could see him turn back really fast. Like, why did that not kill him?
Yeah.
I knew exactly that would be what he was thinking. And I was like, you have on the see-through the world bug or cheat right now. And I was like, okay, that's a new one. Like, for the most part. Most of the time you see, but they have death and PUBG does a good job as far as, banning guys and stuff along those lines. So we get notifications that pop up. Like, the person you've recommended has been 24 hours suspended, or you'll get another one, blah, 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 has been permanently banned. And you're like, cool, at least we got one. But I think they released some stat, like Jay posted some stats, like some 3-something million guys have been banned in 6 months.
Wow.
So it's very rampant. The big thing right now is also ping, is that a lot of Chinese players are connecting to North American servers, and so their ping is 184 versus 20 for the US players. And so that's just basically how long it communicates to the servers and stuff. And so them having a higher ping is giving them an advantage. And so basically they're connecting to our servers to basically cheat. And so it's a whole PUBG community is all on the ropes right now. So, but it's a thing. But anyways, aside randomly, we got there from Battle Pass things.
You did it this time.
I did this time, 2933. Agent M, do you have any opinions on Battle Pass or anything?
No.
No,
I,
I didn't
was going to say you can bypass that one.
I didn't know, but hey, I figured I might as well check just in case. And of course, I screw up and say the name because
2933.
that's just what I do.
For some reason, it's really easy to remember the combination of numbers. It's kind of weird.
So moving on, your favorite weapon across any game. I will start by saying the battle rifle from Halo 2.
It's classic, yeah.
Classic. I can see you saying that as much as you use
You just have that sound memorized in your head and the timing to pull the trigger to like...
Time to pull the trigger, and then also just the noob combo that you used a crap ton of it. So if we want to do the noob combo with the plasma pistol battle rifle combo, which, there's good times in Halo. Real good
just
times.
a few.
Andrew, you got a gun for me?
The most recent one that I can think of right away is the BFG in Doom 2016. Because that thing is just
okay,
so it's just a big ball of green energy, and just basically there's little like electric tentacles that hit the enemy, and then they just explode in gibs. It's pretty fun. It's really satisfying because you get like line up a shot, you get like a group of like lineup of people or enemies, and then you just fire and you just see them all just like explode. It's pretty good. That's the one I could really think of.
Chris, you got one for me?
I have two, and they're nothing recent because I think everything that's recent in the past years, like it's just so good at different areas. Like you look at like God of War, I'm like, okay, there's
axe was pretty fun.
It's things like that. I mean, I think there's just gonna be a lot. But as far as ones that hit home, Final Fantasy X Brotherhood Sword is one of my favorite swords of all time. It just looked cool. You got it early in the game, and it's one of those things that I just stuck with. A good chunk of the game was a go-to sword. I have a pretty tall action figure with it. I've got a poster with it with the main character Titus who has it, and it just looks cool. It looks like it's got water. It looks like it's a water sword, so it has like the bubbles in it. It's just it just looks really cool. It's one I used all the time. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It's from a game that I had an emotional connection with. I really enjoyed the game. So, a lot of people say like the Buster Sword in Final Fantasy VII. I never cared for it. I mean, it just is an oversized sword. It's just a really big sword. There's nothing cool about it.
I get all the new trailers for Final Fantasy VII.
Don't get me started on that. That's a different conversation.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. To trigger something.
Yeah, you might have triggered something on that, which I'll get into in a little bit. The other thing is the most random thing on the original PlayStation: siphon filter, the taser.
The taser, yes,
yes. Wow, I haven't thought about that game forever.
Well, for Christmas I got the PlayStation Retro thing, and I plugged it in not that long ago, and was going through some of the games, and my son and I were playing through some of them.
Games on that thing.
Yeah, it really is. But siphon filter was one of them, and wow, just reminiscent about how great it was and how bad it is now. Like the block faces of characters where it's like a picture was,
glued on.
No analog sticks.
Yeah, it was awful. But my son got almost as much enjoyment once I showed him how to use the taser
and set something on fire and leaving it for like 3 minutes.
Just the fact that for 5 minutes at a time while they're catching on fire, and he's laughing hysterically, and I'm like, I was laughing hysterically when I was doing it myself, and I'm like, I played the entire game. You could be behind a wall, it would go around a wall, come back, and it's like a homing taser. Like you could get somebody on a 3rd-story building. Like from down low, I used that. I very rarely used bullets in that gun. When I beat that game, I remember using that taser throughout. So just talking about favorite, like instantly when you said weapons, I was like, I immediately thought about the Brotherhood Sword because I was like, man, that's one of my favorite cool looking weapons. I used it. And as far as guns, I'm like, I can't think of a gun. There's so many thousands of guns. There's no gun that I can, and I didn't play nearly as much Halo as you guys. Huh?
The Gunblade.
The Gunblade, yes. I
I'm
enjoy
surprised you didn't say the gun
I
blade.
do enjoy the gunblade, but when you're talking specifically about the weapon, I love the game. I love the character. The gunblade's cool, but the gunblade was not
Do
why.
you know what we're talking about?
No idea.
Final Fantasy VIII.
I know it's from Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy VIII was
Squall's gunblade.
Squall's gun is the main weapon is a gunblade. It's a gun with a giant
And you
sword.
you could time it to hit the button when you swiped that it would also
Shoot.
add the bullet
Yeah.
at the same time as
So
swiping.
as you're fighting, you could pull the trigger and shoot him at the same time you're fighting.
That's pretty cool.
It's a cool concept weapon, but it's not one I used a lot. And it was on PlayStation. Not Final Fantasy X was on the what was it?
It was
Final
also
Fantasy
PlayStation.
10 was
No,
on
PlayStation 2. Final
Yes.
Fantasy VIII was PlayStation 1. So again, graphically,
Oh.
you didn't get to see it as much with the animation sequences. One of the great things about Final Fantasy X was it was the first Final Fantasy game on the PlayStation 2. So you could see the graphics and the environment, the costumes, things like that. That stuff made a big leap forward. So
Yeah.
the gunblade was a cool gun, but it's not something I made or break it.
I thought you would have said something about the Arbiter from Halo Wars.
The Arbiter?
Hey, his cleanse. Well,
No, that would be the Prophet of Regret.
Prophet. Sorry,
Well, that's a power. That's not a gun.
still a weapon. I said weapon.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, well, you said weapon,
I
but I
know.
don't consider that a weapon. It's a power. You got to be more specific.
Okay, well, I just
Yes.
Utensil.
Utensil. Yeah.
I mean, like weapons.
Tool of
stuff,
destruction of some sort.
Right, like I play shooters, so that's where I said the battle rifle was like my main go-to kind of thing. But like recently, it's going to be the Car 98 from PUBG, just because
Right.
there's something about a headshot with that gun, especially when somebody's on the run, and you probably scare the crap out of them because they had no idea it came from anywhere, and then two, you send them to the lobby right away. It's fantastic. Agent M, I almost said it again.
I
job.
saw you go. I saw the.
It was
Agent
coming.
M.
Agent M, what you got for me?
The Wonder Waffle.
Ooh,
Wonder
good one.
What?
Good one.
The heck is a-
MG44.
I said
ray
MG.
gun.
I said MG44, MG42
MG42.
first, but then I switched it to Wonder Waffle. Call of Duty,
You were the Wonder
Zombies,
Waffle. You were the Wonder Waffle.
World at War.
Okay.
I
Yes.
would never know.
Agent
We
M. When we got
we had a group of the four of us, and we would play so
one
many
of which
hours.
is not present today.
And we played hours and hours of zombies, and I would often go hit the mystery box to try to get the Wonder Waffle. Others would let it go so that I could get it, and my role was to be in the back. We had this catwalk that we held up in,
Catwalk of Doom.
and basically it was all the enemies would filter in through one path, so they were just
Funneling in.
yes. And so all four of us would be on the catwalk, and my job was to be in the back, and I would use the Wonder Waffle outside the window, and it was basically lightning that you were shooting, and it would string across multiple enemies. So I could kill 20 enemies at once and hit them before they even made it into the room that we were in. So the others would be in front of me with their automatic guns, and their they would pack a punch, which would upgrade them. And I'd be in the back, and I'd be like, I'm waffling out the window. And that's what I would always say is we turned it into a verb. So I was waffling out the window, or I would waffle inside. And that was,
So many
God,
nights.
that's a great username.
Waffle.
Waffle out window.
Yes. What's funny is you guys are laughing, but I remember the conversations that we had, and it was business. Like, it was all business. It's 2:30 in the morning. We're on wave
waffling out the
67.
window.
we are,
We're low on ammo.
as
All
hot-
we have got to get
and sometimes
ammo.
the Wonder Waffle is all that would keep us alive, because it would thin out the herd enough so that the rest of them could handle.
And like, if there was to be a power up
And,
outside,
and inevitably, someone would start falling asleep because it was so late, and they just start shooting at the ceiling. And then we're like, "Oh no, we're down a person."
we've lost so and so.
because they're just all of a sudden randomly shooting to nowhere, and then they start walking across.
Waffle
thinking
window, waffle out window.
No,
I
I'm
want
just
that
thinking like
username.
different verbs. Like, can you waffle this for me? Just like, what could that mean? I
That's-
need this waffled.
Every time I would get it. So the ray gun was my second favorite, but it was always the Wonder Waffle, and everybody was would.
And it was serious business. We were like blank. I'm not going to say Agent M. We need you to waffle out the window. I got to go.
And I would ask.
I'm going for it. I've got to go for that power up.
I would ask. Do you guys want me to waffle now, or do you want me to hold on to it?
Because we would not use the waffle until we were running low on ammo. So we would intentionally just have her sit in the back and use her second gun. And once she used her second gun, I'm like, whatever.
And I was the reviver. I would always be the one to revive.
I'm like, all right, we were like, all right, we're getting low. All right, off waffling. Dang it.
Okay, 39.
Agent M, start waffling.
And then you guys would tell me when to stop so that we could keep a crawler. So.
Yeah, we had a system.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite all-time weapon is the Wonder Waffle.
So that's just going to lead to our favorite gaming memory. So that's a great gaming memory. If we're going to talk about Call of Duty Zombies memories, my one memory is one time joining you guys and literally Chris going, Tim, stand here, shoot anything that comes through this door. Got it.
And trying to teach you the concept of keeping a crawler alive. And
we're like, what happened to the crawler? Tim's like, I shot him. I'm like, no, you need to keep him alive. What? What do you mean I'm supposed to keep him alive?
And then it was, oh, okay, I'm supposed to keep him alive. Okay, I'm babysitting him. Where is he? He's over here somewhere. He's following me right now. I'm just over here. But I just remember the one, I forget which map it was. It was like kind of thing, but it was, Tim, stand here, shoot anything that comes through there. Got it.
It was probably the catwalk.
I think I never did World of War. It was the Black Ops Zombies.
It was Black Ops Zombies.
One of the ones was, I think it was like the ones like the Wild West or something like that. Like one of those maps.
Buried.
That was good.
It might have been buried because I think I remember being like undergroundish or something along those lines. But it was like, Tim, stand here, shoot what's coming through this door. And I was like, gotcha. I was like, I could shoot. I have no idea what any of this stuff does, but I can aim and I can shoot. I got that covered. So, but anyways, favorite gaming memories. Besides that one, I will start with mine of joining Xbox Live on November 10th, 2004, because a little game called Halo 2 came out November 9th, 2004, and it required, I had just gotten high-speed internet that summer, and Andrew was coming over to my house a lot, and we were playing Halo all the time.
I didn't have DSL at my house. So.
He did not have DSL, and so we started... That was where we set up him at the bottom. Like, so I lived in a townhouse, and he was at the bottom of the stairs, and we had a chair for him. Cubby. And it was like
it had surround sound.
He had maybe a 3 feet in front of him was a 25-inch tube television, and then we wired up a 5.1 surround sound with actual speakers because we didn't realize the beauty of headphones. And this is 2004 around him, so he'd have a speaker here and a speaker here
in a space of probably like 4 feet.
I've been in the basement. I know exactly where
so
you're
it's like
at.
So it's basically about as wide as he is, and about the end of the table was where we had a 5.1 surround sound with a chair set up. And I was in my bedroom, which is around the corner, and I was on the 52-inch rear projection television. But going and getting like the modem and bringing it downstairs and hooking it up, and our first time plugging in and logging into Xbox Live for the first time, creating the username. And our first game of being on Ascension in Halo 2, we played a solo game. We were all excited when we actually got a kill. It was all like the thing. And like just the fact of that one moment is where, I mean, I've been a gamer my whole life and stuff along those lines, but that opened up a whole idea of like online gaming and just gaming in general, being able to play, interact with friends and meeting friends and making friends across the world now at this point. So I made friends with my guys in Oklahoma and Tony and Casey and Chris and stuff along those lines. So now it's like, now it's a thing that I've always done, and I feel comfortable with it, and that's where I really started becoming like the shooter guy, and like that's what I do and stuff along those lines. And it's that one moment though of like hooking up and like thing, but that the whole experience around Halo 2, especially like of Andrew coming over to my house every day, he bought extra power cables and extra AV cables to leave it hooked up, so all I had to do was unplug his Xbox, bring his Xbox over to my house,
I would have
plug it back in.
I bought extra AV cables to just this big Xbox One, or the original Xbox, was effing huge. I mean, it was bigger than this mixer. I mean, that thing was just huge. It was
but just the fact of every day coming over to my house, and we just play Halo for hours. And that was before you got to communicate, like, you know, past death. There was no party thing, so yelling in the other room, Andrew!
Yep, he's over there.
There's 2 on my X!
I still use that now as like he's on my X or whatever.
Yeah, we still say it, but it's just like 2 on my X, like yelling it across the room and stuff along those lines, or watching my connection dip and then be like, Mom, get off the computer. I just want to check my email. I don't care. I'm in the middle of a match. So that's one of my favorite like ideas and memories and stuff along those lines. So, Andrew, do you got one?
I definitely have one. So we all got our 360s.
Oh yeah,
Because I remember all of us coming down to your basement. Me, Josh, and Mike opening it up and just gawking at it. And I remember seeing Need for Speed Most Wanted for the first time. Like, all the suns are like
Still
reflecting.
one of the best games for the 360.
yeah.
That was a pretty good game.
But yeah, we were in GameStop. We were the first ones in line at GameStop for our Xbox 360s.
Mm-hmm.
And they all came over to my house, and we all unboxed our 360s together.
Just the carnage of boxes and everything.
And all of us, I had multiple TVs in my bedroom. All of us hooked up and playing different Xbox games.
Yeah,
randomly. We weren't playing together. We were just playing together. But then the experience and stuff like that. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I like that one. That's the first thing I thought of.
Chris.
Well, actually, I can think of... I got 2 general and 2 specifics that I think are worth mentioning. What the laughter over here?
She knows where they're coming, probably.
Well, she probably does. So, well, no, not all of them. So, in general, we just kind of talked about zombies. Just playing zombies, like, so many hours on different games with Agent M, myself, Bert, Josh, and then our friend Torched online. Like, we've played so many hours of zombies and so many different iterations. Like I said, there's not one specific I'll mention, but that was just something like we did that as much as you guys probably played Halo, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, we didn't play that much Call of Duty multiplayer when it comes to that, but it was like zombies. Just so much fun playing that cooperative zombies. Besides that, as far as general, talking about Call of Duty, when I first made my screen name, Hank Nova 316, it was when I took my Xbox 360 to the beach, which was my first beach trip with my now wife, Nina. And they had high-speed internet, and I created my gamer tag and probably spent more time playing than I probably should have, considering... She doesn't really listen to the podcast, so I can safely say there may have been 1 or 2 nights that I intentionally gave her more to drink than she could handle, with the sole expressed purpose so that I could play the entire night on Xbox. I don't feel bad about saying it at all. I really don't. As far as specific memories, the first one that come to mind, it would probably be beating Emerald on Final Fantasy VII. Emerald is a secret boss on Final Fantasy VII that had over 1 million hit points, which is insanely ridiculous.
This is also our proudest gaming memory.
Yes,
I think
it is.
We've spoken about this before.
Absolutely the most proudest, because it was one of those fights that took literally hours, because in order to do it, you had to do a summon. Well, a summon, calls down, a person or a thing, and it's an animation sequence. Well, basically what you ended up doing was you had your party, it's turn-based, so you have 3 people, and then you had quad magic junctioned with a spell, and then a summon, Knights of the Round. Well, Knights of the Round had 12 or 13, whatever it is, knights come down and do their thing. Well, the animation took 4 minutes. So each person, if it's junction right, would cast it 4 times. So one person's turn took almost 15 to 20 minutes. So one full round took almost an hour. And
we calculated the time. I calculated the time.
Because that's what she does.
I timed it. And we calculated it out, how long it would take to beat him. Because I was in his bedroom at the time watching him.
What was the time?
All I can remember is that it was approximately 28 minutes per turn between all of the attacks and Emerald's attack. And not knowing his full hit points, we had calculated that it would take anywhere between 5 to 7 hours to beat him.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that and we did it. I did it, but we did it. I was the one playing, but we did it because she was as much a part of it as me. But this was one boss fight that took almost 5 to 7 hours. Wow. It was, I don't know what time of the night it was. It was early in the morning, 2, 3 o'clock. But it was, we had everything set up. And if you missed one turn, we had one saving grace, a final attack Phoenix, where it would
I think they said that in sync. It's fantastic.
I'm telling you, this is our proudest moment. Like I said, in my little cubby hole of a room with the bunk bed. I'm sitting in the space, like the floor space is literally the table, is all that I had in that room, and she's on my bunk bed, and we're just going through it. And it was one of those things that once you were strong enough, and once you did that, then the rest of the game was, to say the rest of the game was easy, and to say the final fight was nothing short of a, okay, this is ridiculous. Vast disappointment. But I mean, I guess they didn't count on people. There was 2 secret bosses, and we beat both of them. But Emerald was the one that really set it off. There was another specific one, but I can't remember. So, Agent M, go for it.
So for me, I would have to say it's the night that the VAHOMA clan invited me to join.
Oh,
I had.
Oh, Shaw.
Oh, Shaw. Shaw was like more for like an upset moment. That's a good moment.
I had never had high speed. I moved into my house and I had crappy high speed. I was guaranteed 2 gigs.
You're about to lose it.
Well, it keeps falling, so is it still coming through?
Yeah, I got you.
So I was guaranteed up to 2 gigs download speed on my amazing high-speed internet.
From the guy
in the van down by the river, yes. But it was enough that I could sign up for Xbox Live for the first time. And I remember Chris telling me that he had a friend who had this clan, and it was one of the early times of meeting Tim. And you guys invited me to play, and it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I do not play.
That's what we were playing? Okay.
Yeah, you had initially joined. I didn't join the clan yet. You had invited me to join on Halo, and you had me be the Warthog gunner. You were driving the Warthog. So that was the first time I ever played with you guys.
That makes a lot of sense. That's what I would have done.
Yes, you were like, come over here, because you were you didn't want me to have a bad experience, not like my brother did the first time he played. So you had me jump. You had me jump in. First, you let me get on your team, and then you had me jump in the Warthog, and you were like, come over here and just point and shoot. And so that was the first time you guys ever played with me, but the first time you actually let me join your clan, we were doing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You introduced me to Primordial Goo and to
reclamp it at the bottom.
Hayes, Ryan, and
wow, we haven't played with him in forever.
Insane, Trevor, and all sorts of that whole crew, and Master Shake at the time, which was Brandon. And that's when I met
he
Brett.
He listens to this podcast.
And yeah, it was VAH Master Shake. I remember everybody's gamer tags. and it was the first time I had friends. I don't have a lot of friends in general. And just go get the feels, guys. And
this got emotional all of a sudden.
No, but this was the first time that there was a group of guys that weren't going to be a bunch of jerks to me, because being on Xbox Live, anytime someone heard I was a female, I would get the most nastiest, vulgar messages. I just intentionally wouldn't speak in games because I didn't want people to hear me.
I remember the conversations I had to have with you to get you to join and
play with us. I was not eager to play with a bunch of strangers.
Me that, like she wasn't going to play with us, and I was like, just join
because
us.
You told me it was a bunch of good guys, and I'll never forget. They were the sweetest group of guys I have ever met, and I've never met most of them personally. And I hadn't met you personally yet. I remember being so nervous the first time I ever actually met you. But it was the warmest and friendliest night of gaming I'd ever had. And I do not like multiplayer, but I had so much fun playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare that night, even though I did terrible, because everyone was so supportive and nice, and no one got mad at me for not doing well. And it was like a whole new world again.
It's a whole new world.
Because
a whole new world.
You're going to have to find that sound clip and insert it.
I will have to. I'll see if I can do it.
And then when you actually let me become a part of a group, it meant more to me than I will, even to this day, as you can hear, that it still means something to me to be able to put VAH in front of my name.
Well, I'm glad you could.
Then on anything to say that I am still, we don't do as much as we used to, but that I can still call myself part of this clan.
Oh, of course.
And this is a group of friends that it literally meant the world to me at the time.
Why do you think I bought an extra mic to force you to talk?
So that is absolutely 100% my favorite gaming memory, is meeting the VAHOMA guys.
Yeah, Chris has a different memory, though, when it comes to playing multiplayer with us.
It does. But I hope the rest of the VAHOMA guys may actually hear this, because even though we don't play together anymore, it meant a whole lot that I still have pretty much all of you on my friends list.
I will tell Chris, and I will tell Brandon. Last time I posted that episode, Brandon texted me out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, I'm glad you posted an episode. I really enjoyed it while I was on my run this morning," or something like that. And I was like, "Thanks, Brandon." Hi, Brandon.
I remember playing the Warthogs and the Rockets, and Goo would be my partner when we played that, and I had a lot of fun playing.
But I want them all to know it really has. It meant a lot to me then, and they were the sweetest bunch of guys that I've ever met.
Oh, that's good. So, Chris, did you want to tell us your memory?
Well, I did, but how am I going to follow that?
Yeah, no, you can't really.
Seriously.
We'll say that for next time. I
have a memory, but I'll bring it up next time. I'll remember that, because I can't follow that up.
So here's the deal. We're in an hour.
I was about to say.
That's a good spot. That's just a good way to end it right there.
Yeah, it's just the feels. I need a moment.
It's a feels moment,
guys.
It feels good. Honestly, I have to use the bathroom, so it's just I didn't want to walk away while you were telling this beautiful story, especially that involved me. And I'm like, if I get up right now,
I have to go.
If I just stand up right now, it's not going to go well. So we're just going to end it right there. We're at an hour. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. If you would like and subscribe, you can follow me on Twitter at VAH_Annihilator, Andrew's MetalBlade85. We have Hank Nova 316 or Ludicrous 316, depending on whichever one. I stream pretty much every night, twitch.tv/Annihilator Method. You can find me there. Come say hi. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, which means that you can subscribe to any streamer that you like and get a free sub for free.
He's hinting to go to time.
Like a 12-inch foot long.
Exactly.
Yep. 12-inch ham sub.
So come by, say hi, hit the subscribe button. I'm glaring at Agent M off the screen because she has one. She hasn't subbed to me, and I've been affiliated for over a year.
He's not talking about like Subway, is he?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And bye.
Bye.
Bye.